Thousands of organizations rely on Delta Live tables or DLT to build reliable data pipelines. DLT makes pipeline development declarative, providing built-in data quality checks, error recovery, and efficient scaling on serverless compute. Whether you're working with files landing in cloud storage or real-time data streams from Apache Kafka, DLT has a unified programming model for both batch and streaming data processing. But how can we publish data back to Kafka from a data pipeline? Delta Live Tables now introduces native Kafka sync support. You simply supply a Kafka sync using the create sync API, and then use append flow to stream your data to this sync. This isn't creating another DLT table, it's establishing a continuous flow to Kafka. Okay, then let's look at the code. I'm setting the bootstrap and the topic for the Kafka server here, and then I'm using actually Confluent Cloud. So I need this API key, and I need the secret, the Confluent secret, and both of them I get from a Databricks secret scope that I set up with the CLI. And I retrieve those values, and then I create the Kafka sync. And the Kafka sync is actually a simple create sync. I give it a name, I give it a type, which is Kafka, and then I provide the properties. Now, the properties depend on the Kafka flavor and the Kafka server that I'm using. Here, I need to specify those SASL and SSL parameters, but as I said, that depends on your Kafka server. So the command is a simple create sync, and then what I do is I read a sales transaction data stream. Now, this data is actually coming from Marketplace. It's a public data set. Every one of you can get that for free. And it's a table, which is UC governed. So it's Bakehouse sales transaction. And I'm reading this as a stream. And then I'm also filtering. I only want the high value payments. It's all about cookies. It's the cookies data set from the summit. And the way I read it here is in a streaming table, which is defined here, DLT table. That makes it a streaming table. So we have a streaming table that gets us access to the sales transaction. And then all I need to do is, since I have the sync already, all I need to do is append flow. I specify the sync that I want to use here as a target. And then I read from my streaming table. I write back to that sync, a JSON structure, which is written as a value. If I run this, it looks like this. That's the pipeline. Actually, the data set on Marketplace is like 3,300 transactions. But because of the filter, the streaming table is only reading like 696. And all of this goes to the Kafka sync. And that's it, basically. So you can get the data set from Marketplace. It's a one-click. It gets you access. It's then available in Unity Catalog as a shared data set. And if you're looking for the source code of this example, it's available on GitHub. Go to GitHub, Databricks/TMM. That's the thing you need to remember. And then you get to the source code. You can play with it yourself. One more thing. Did the data really make it into Kafka? Well, this is the broker site. And if I click on messages here, you see exactly 696 messages are ingested, and you see the messages here, and they already look like what I was sending. But if I drill into that, you see exactly the same JSON structure that I published to that topic as a value. Well, thank you for joining us today. Go and build something amazing and let us know about it.